Hi and welcome to another podcast. My name's Devon and this is the Practice Court podcast. Today we have Federer versus Del Potro and Daria Kasatkina versus Naomi Osaka for the finals day in Indian Wells for 2018. Federer versus Del Potro, that was a really good match. The best match that I've seen Del Potro play in a long time. Federer looked tired. He was grumpy like he was in the last match against Chorich, and what Del Potro did well was he played a lot of good cross-court backhands, like Chorich did against Federer in the last match. So I think he must have watched that match and thought, well, if I just keep hitting towards the backhand and keep hitting, when I've got the opportunity to play forehands, take the opportunity and make sure I stick it really good to him. Del Potro hit a lot of good backhands. They're kind of the best that I've seen him play since before his injury, and he wasn't really playing a lot of backhands, but today the backhand looked as good as it was when he beat Federer in the 2009 final at the US Open, and also last year in 2017 at the US Open. He played really well. A lot of backhands, playing really well, played a lot over them. Also, Del Potro didn't play too many slice backhands, which is well because the wind was all over the place today. Yeah, even in the match before with Daria and Naomi, even the wind was quite bad for them, and they're not hitting the ball as hard as Del Potro and Federer were. But yeah, that match the wind was all over the place. Like it was like the Windy City, because it was when you're in the dome and when the wind swells, not the ball, so it's going all over the shot. A lot of good backhands, but a lot of them were hitting in the service box. So giving Del Potro time, and when he had time to hit the backhand, he kind of drilled it into the backhand corner for Federer. And Federer couldn't really do anything. Federer was a bit slow. He played well in parts, but the first set he played well, but not well enough to beat that, to get a win for the first set. But somehow Federer just mustered up all these opportunities and all his experience to get the second set, which he won. I think he got it 6-4. Yeah, he somehow got that set because Del Potro was just playing out of his mind, just playing really well like he's been playing up through the whole week, beating a lot of good players to get to the final. So, yeah, well done for Federer for getting that second set, but I don't know, there's a lot of arguments going on about the umpire interrupting play with challenges and Del Potro not challenging quick enough. Because normally when people challenge, they normally put their hand up or they say challenge like really, really quick. But Del Potro, sometimes when he's just like walking along, challenge. But yeah, he can be a bit slow, to be honest. Yeah, Federer was getting a bit argumentative about that, and something I didn't really see, but something went on when they were both sitting down talking about other things. But yeah, I guess that didn't really have much outcome on the match. But yeah, at one point on the second set, because Del Potro broke him in the second set, and then at 30-30 they played a really just incredible game. Like Del Potro hitting like 100-mile-an-hour forehands like it was nothing, just like it was so quick. Like what the hell was that about? And then Federer was just knocked off his feet. And then that was basically the point over. And then Federer slipping all over the place. Footwork was a bit sloppy on the backhand. The forehand, a lot of frame balls. I mean, it sounds like I'm kind of bashing Federer the whole time in this match, where he does this wrong, this wrong, this wrong, this wrong. But when you're at the top elite, you're world number one. So that's why I'm kind of criticising him that much. And he also is, the best player in the world ever. The GOAT. To the third set, and it got to there was a couple of breaks in the third set as well, but when it got to 5-4, Federer had three match points and chances to take the title, so Del Potro fought back to get to 6-all in that set, and then we go to a tie break, which was one of the worst tie breaks I've seen Federer play in a long time. A lot of missed opportunities, missed net balls, missed forehands. Yeah, I think he spent much more mental and physical energy in that second set than we all thought, really, because he was kind of willing. You could hear him willing himself, like, come on, come on, come on, I must get this set, like I must win, because you could see it in his eyes, in his body language. He was just tense. And I don't know, he looked a bit tired. Yeah, but ultimately, Del Potro's power and consistency came through, and I think him hitting more of the backhand got him a lot of free points, a lot of mental battle in Federer's mind, where you can hit slices, you can hit backhand over the backhand to get it towards my backhand on Del Potro's side, and it was not really going to do anything. So then that was basically the match over. So in the final for the women, we had Osaka against Kasatkina. That match was it was kind of billed as the big next thing, like next gen stars, kind of like next gen, because they're both around 21ish. I think Osaka's like 20 and Kasatkina's like 19. I think she's 19. But yeah, that match didn't really go as well as we all thought it would be. It was a bit lackluster, and Osaka just bulldozed her way through to the title. And that acceptance speech, one of the worst. She said it. It was like one of the worst. She was like giggly, and just like, oh, who else am I thanking? The ball kid, this random guy there, my water bottle. It was a bit all over the place, but the match was basically the same, really. Naomi Osaka was kind of giving herself more margin for error as she was trying to go for winners a bit too early in the first set. So then she kind of reined that in a bit and giving herself more margin for error. Instead of going for the actual line, giving herself like a couple of inches and a couple of centimeters. And Kasatkina was playing her game, but Osaka was just too strong in the end and basically took it. And then in the second set, she got to a 2-love lead in the second. And then that was basically the match over. Kasatkina played her part, but Osaka was just too strong. So yeah, it's a short one for that match, because not much happened. What's super interesting is next week in Miami is Serena and Osaka in the first round. Like, what the hell? Like, I was watching the match, and then the link on my Instagram came up. It's like, oh yeah, for the first round for Miami, we have just Osaka against Serena Williams. I'm like, what? Like, that's not. And in that match, that's going to be super interesting. It's going to be a packed house, just to see how Naomi goes against Serena, because Naomi's kind of, well, I'm going to say it, like Naomi's like a younger version of Serena, apart from Naomi's a bit quicker, and she's obviously 20 years younger. So to see how she plays against her, because they're kind of playing round about the same game. Naomi said that she wanted to go against Sharapova, binned her, go against, I think she was against Halep, binned her as well, and yeah, so you would think that she would go up against Serena next, but not in the first round of Miami. We'll see how that goes for her. But yeah, this has been the Practice Court Podcast. I've been Devon, you've been you, and I'll see you next week from Miami.